everyone, today we are going to make an exciting video, more exciting than usual, and yes, I did steal this catchphrase from a famous YouTuber. Anyway, so every time I try to record a video, I always mess something up, so as you can see, I made a slow motion of my hands. So all the intro part that I recorded, it's all in slow-mo, so I have to put a voiceover over it because you can't understand shit. So anyway, I'm going to explain it right now. So today we are going to make linocut. If you don't know what linocut is, I am going to explain it. What is linocut? So linocut is a printing technique. It was invented during the 19th century in England. So linocut consists on carving stamps with tools, and then you apply ink on the stamp and you can make as many prints as you want with the stamp. So I know this is not a great explanation, but it has a whole Wikipedia page, so you might as well just read it. So I kind of fell in love with this technique a year ago. I really wanted to try it out, so my mom bought me all the stuff to try linocut, and I instantly loved it. It looks so good, so organic. Every single print looks different. It's really not the same as just printing it with your printing machine. So I scrolled for a few minutes and I didn't find anything that I would like to make in linocuts, so I had an idea, a brilliant idea. During Halloween, I dressed up as a wizard, more precisely Merlin, the wizard from the King Arthur. I don't really know the name of the movie, but I was a huge fan of this movie when I was a kid. And I was like, I really want to draw my dog, because I love my dog. He's called Mindo. And I would like to make something with my Halloween costume, so I had an idea. Why not putting my dog in the Merlin costume? So that is my idea. So I'm going to sketch the thing out, and then I'm going to carve it in the linoleum. It kinda looks ugly. There is a high chance that I won't finish this drawing ever, because I tried so many times to draw my dog, and it turns out cursed every single time. I don't know why. I think like I'm even drawing from a picture. Like, it's not if it was moving or something. It's really a picture, and I can't draw my dog for some reason. I mean, he already looks stupid in the picture, but it's worse. Oh mon dieu. It looks like a deformed human. Next try, okay? I think I'm just going to make a stamp with the head of the dog, and then I'm going to make a few hat options, just like a dress-up doll, you know? And I'm going, I don't know, to make a graduation hat, these kind of things. I think it's a great idea. So I got my lino stuff, and we're gonna start. If you're watching this video as a tutorial, if you're a first timer, please do not do lino cuts on your desk. You have to have some sort of protection. So I use a cutting board because it's really cheap and I don't need a special product in order to make linocut. So I kind of DIY'd some things. So I do have linocut tools, but I also do have a lot of DIY things, such as these. I think it is not supposed to be used in linocut. I think it's clay tool. I got real tools, such as this thing. So this is also the place where I store my existing stamps, if you're curious about
the work I did with these stamps I will put it on the screen. I also keep every single small piece that are remaining after I finish a piece because they are always useful. I'm sorry, it's kind of messy in here. So you can see that I made a big piece with this one. This is the Wilgram stamp that I made last time. This is the most recent that I made. And I didn't want to waste all the space, so I just cut it out with scissors and carved the rest of it. I'm just going to choose what kind of space I need in order to make my stamp. I think this thing will be enough. I'm going to use this one. It's a lot of preparation and it's a really messy process, so you need to know this before getting into linocut. So I'm just going to print the drawing. Okay, right, it worked.
Allez, ferme la porte. Ouais, tais-toi aussi, s'il te plaît. Hein.
Sorry. I'm going to carve the parts that I don't want to put the ink onto. I'm sorry, this is really hard to explain if you never did lino, but it's kind of if you were drawing in negative, you carve the parts that you would not draw. Okay, so now I have the shape of the head. I don't think you can see it on camera, but it's done, so I'm just going to carve the white parts right now. So I'm going to change the tool. I'm going to take a larger one. This one is really good for large surfaces. But it's not very precise, that's why I didn't use it at first.
Honestly, I'm just trying out things for my YouTube channel, but I am really interested in true crime, morbid curiosity, you know, and I was listening to a podcast about Émile Louis, which is a French serial killer. He is very well known in France. He scared the population during many years. We discovered that he killed 7 women. All of them were really young, between 16 to 24 if I'm right, and they were all disabled women, mentally disabled, so they had all kind of illnesses, and he used to be a bus driver for a disabled only girls' school, and he basically kidnapped them and nobody cared because they were disabled women. So he basically kept kidnapping women and killing them for 13 years. I'm not a very good storyteller, but if you are interested in this case, I highly recommend this podcast from On de la Dragonte. You can listen to it on Europe 1 if you speak French, of course. If you don't, I'm pretty sure there are true crime YouTubers that made videos about this case in English.
And now we're going to make the huts. I told you it's going to be really messy.
Once I saw a TikTok on my For You page saying that true crime was weird and that people enjoying true crime were weirdos. Honestly, I don't think you can say this in 2024 anymore, at least, because if you see the number of followers of true crime channels in 2024, it's crazy. Like, it's a very popular hobby, watching true crime. A lot of people do this. Like, my aunt, I discovered she watches the same YouTubers as me. Like, it's so weird. I saw a lot of comments under this TikTok. They were all from women, saying that it was a catharsis effect to them. If you don't know what it is, search it up on Google. And honestly, I do not agree. I think that some women, especially white women, tend to overly victimize themselves. I think it's just morbid curiosity, and people do not assume that. And I mean, it's okay. You can have any sort of curiosity, if it's not hurting anyone, and if you pay some respect to the victims.
So the wizard hat is done. I think I'm going to make a melon hat and the graduation hat. So now I think I'm going to make some accessories to go with each hat. So I'm going to make a book with the graduation hat, a magic wand with the wizard hat, and for this one I don't really know. So now that the stamps are finished, I have prepped all my papers and I'm going to stamp them all.
Weirdly, I did not explain what I was doing, but for linocut you have to use a particular type of palette, so it has to be flat. As I don't have one, I bought a photo frame and I used the glass part of it to put the ink onto and put it on my roller. I'm sorry. So you can see that I put the piece of glass on the left, and then I'm going to put the ink and roll the roller onto it. Then I place the stamps on the right side on a flat surface, and then I roll over with the inked roller. Keep in mind that you have to ink the roller each time you want to make a print. Of course, not if you want it to be really faded. It can create a great look too. And right here I'm just making tries on my sketchbook because I'm not wasting good paper, because paper costs a lot, as you might know. My technique is not the greatest. It's not even the traditional technique. For the traditional technique, as you are supposed to work with bigger pieces and not small stamps, you have to press. You have to use the press onto the paper and not the stamp. It's supposed to be upside down. So as you can see, now I'm inking the hat, and the accessories. I was struggling a lot because as it is really small, it got stuck and glued onto the roller, and I had to... You'll see it. So here is the result of the page with all the stamps that I made today. As you will be able to see, I also made a few prints of older stamps that I carved earlier. This time I was really lucky because I was happy with the first ever print, which is not the case most of the time. Most of the time I'm not really happy with the result, so I have to carve it a second time, and between the carving and the inking I have to wash it, and it takes a lot of time. It is the most annoying part, washing all the stamps, because the ink gets in every single little detail and you have to wash it with a sponge carefully, and it's really long. As I have many colors of ink, I have 4 in total. I really enjoy playing with many inks. And as you can see, the wheelgram print that I'm making, I'm using many inks. The only problem is that you have to waste a ton of ink each time if you want to make a single print. That's why I'm making a lot at the same time. But I have to wash the palette and the tool between every color, and it's kind of long and annoying. But you will see at the end that the wheelgram print was worth it, okay? It took me a lot of time, and you also have to let it dry between every single coat, so yes, it takes a long time.
So I am back. It's the next day, so I kind of changed the setup because I realized that you don't really see what I do on the palette. I still don't know how to pronounce this word, but now you'll be able to see everything from the process. And I had a great idea. I was like, why not mix every single item that I made for the dog stamp together? And it would be so funny. So I think it looks great, so I'm going to make a few prints of it, and I'm going to show you the final result at the end. So just as you know, I'm going to make a full print of this one. We are going to use the red ink. I already used it. The one that's new and I haven't used is the white one. You just have to mix the ink beforehand, otherwise it's going to be kind of phased. Don't put too much.
To be honest, I make a lot of prints each time, but I'm just giving them away to my friends and my family because they love that kind of gift. But if you would like to buy some, please comment it down below. I might do an Etsy shop. I tried once, but nobody gave a fuck, so I basically closed it because Etsy was just stealing my money.
So now I'm done with the red ink. I'm going to use the brown one. It's not real brown, it's burnt sienna, so it's a light orange brown. By the way, you obviously don't have to use many inks, but I do love the look of mixing inks. You can even make some gradation, going from black to brown to red. It can look very, very good. And I'd say the most important step, if you do use many inks, is to properly wash all the stamps.
I really love experimenting with colors and stuff. Like, as you can see, this one I only made one version, like only one print. So it's a rare one.
It looks so good. Wow. Okay, so I just had some issue because the tube is broken. I'm still gonna use it, but I'm going to get a refund. Oh my god, this is such a waste. Okay, what is going on? What? Okay, so I definitely got a broken or expired one. What the freak is going on? Oh no, I was so excited to try it out. Look how thick it is. Oh. I will definitely not buy from this brand again. Maybe it's normal because it's white, but it's still broken. Whoa! Okay. So it's really thick, but maybe it's because it's white and it needs more matter to be more opaque. It looks a little muddy. Maybe I put too much product. As you can probably tell, I don't speak Japanese, but I wanted to make something like Japanese-y-ish. So I wrote fish in Japanese. I think it's a kanji, I don't know. Yeah, it's too thick. It's too thick, so you have to put a lot of matter. You can't really control the amount of matter that you put onto the stamp, and it looks really muddy and you can't see anything. Like, it looks alright, but compared to this ink, yeah, there is no comparison possible. So now the only thing left to do is to number each of the artworks. So I'm just going to number them and then write my name on the other side.
So this video is approximately 20 minutes long, but this is a long process. It took me 5 to 6 hours, so if you want to do linocut, you have to be prepared to spend a lot of time, like really. And it's kind of expensive too. The tools that you buy the first time are kind of expensive, even though you can buy linoleum from your local bricolage store. But yeah, you can definitely find alternatives that will be way cheaper, but the basic tools, they are a bit pricey.
So I think that's all. As you can see, I made a lot of artworks. It took me a lot of time, around 4 to 5 hours or more. I'm going to show every single print that I made on the screen. I think that's all. I hope you liked the video, and if you could please consider leaving a like or following me, it would be great.